One of the really difficult societal problems we're facing these days is the fact that the homeless population is growing. Things have gotten worse for a lot of people, and the good news about all that is that there are more organizations working hard to serve that population. And in Phoenix, it's gotten well organized in certain areas, and one of those is the Human Services Campus, and we're going to talk about that and about an organization that is headquartered there, St. Joseph the Worker, with the executive director, Brent Downs. Brent, nice to have you with us.
Thanks, Marty. Glad to be here.
St. Joseph the Worker is a really unique and wonderful organization. Now, and actually, I didn't know until we were talking before the interview that I know that you had the location there at the Human Services Campus, but you're also spreading out, and you even have a mobile unit. We'll talk about that as we go along. But let's let people know, in case they don't know, that, as I mentioned, things have gotten kind of systematic in dealing with this problem in the Phoenix area. And part of that is the Human Services Campus. Explain that a little bit.
Well, the Human Service Campus was formed 10 years ago and has 11 nonprofits that service the needs of the homeless population downtown. And currently it is the individual housing hub for homelessness. So all individuals experiencing homelessness can come to the campus and get assessed for housing, as well as shelter there through CAS, St. Vincent de Paul, and Andre House Feed. And then there's mental health agencies, there's health care agencies, and there's St. Joseph the Worker that provides employment service. And also one of the key is Homeless ID Project that provides IDs and birth certificates for the homeless, which is the first step. And
of course, you have to be able to prove who you are, and,
Yes.
and you can't function anywhere without it. Also, do they still have a post office there?
yes, they actually have a post office there. And so about 5,000 people a year receive their mail at the post office.
And that's actually a pretty big deal. If you were homeless and so forth, you think about that. Most of us have an address. We live in a home, that's our address, or maybe we work in a job and we use that address. Those are the two things. But if you're homeless and you're not working somewhere, how do you get mail? Let's say you are qualified for Social Security benefits or something like that. You would need to be able to have them mail the check somewhere. If you can't give them an address, they won't send it.
Yes.
So that's the first step right away.
Yes.
But now you take it beyond that. So St. Joseph the Worker, appropriately named because you're trying to put people back to work.
Yes, what we do, we've been around 30 years. We're a 30-year-old local nonprofit that's 100% privately funded. And what we do is connect individuals that are willing to work with opportunity to go to work. 5 years ago, we were helping 400 people on the Human Service Campus go back to work each year. This past fiscal year, we did almost 4,000 individuals throughout Maricopa County.
Now, does that indicate an increase in need, or just the fact that you've been able to expand your facilities?
We've been able to reach off of the campus, but there are other factors as well. And the one is our just phenomenal job market right now. You know, there's a lot of businesses in the valley that are hiring the $10 to $20 hour employee, which matches our client base. Most of our clients are living in transition, experiencing homelessness, or in a difficult situation in life where they're underemployed. So we work with them to get them quality employment so they can become self-sustaining.
All right. So let's take a typical person comes in to the campus, and now there's an intake kind of a program. There didn't used to be.
Yes, there's a centralized intake on the campus, so clients get assessed for their housing needs. So there's certain assessment tests they take. And then once they've gone through that process, they get connected with housing, mental health, and other services that aid that client. And basically, St. Joseph Worker is the last stop on campus. Once you've gained shelter, food, dealt with your mental health issues and some of your core basic need issues, then you come to St. Joseph the Worker, where we can help connect you with employment to move you forward.
Now, you're not just connecting them, you're getting them ready for employment.
Yes, we go through the resumes, cover letters. We have a job readiness class that's nationally recognized. It's taught by some professionals in the human resources, and it's all run by volunteers. And so then we sit down with a client one-on-one and we meet them where they are. Some clients come in, they're a client for a couple hours. Some clients come in, they're a client for a couple months. It could vary in between there. But we're so fortunate to be privately funded, and we can meet clients where they are and provide everything a person needs to go to work, from a resume to a bus pass to tools. Because you think about it, if you're experiencing homelessness or financially strapped and you get a job today in the food service business, You have to have a food handler's card, so access to technology, the ability to print that card and pay for that card, black pants, non-slip shoes, and a white shirt. So you add all that together, that's $60 or $70.
Plus,
So
you have to get a shower somewhere.
Exactly. So once your basic needs are met, then you start work, but you have all these other resources that you need to get you to work, a bus pass to get you to the work site, clothing, shoes. If you get a job in the construction business, a hard hat, tools. St. Joseph Worker can provide all of those things.
Now, how do you provide that? Let's say the clothing and so on and so forth. Do you just give them money to buy, or do you actually get clothing? Do you stockpile clothing for people?
Yes, we take clothing donations from the community. We have clothing drives at businesses, churches, community groups that do clothing drives for St. Joseph the Worker to provide clothing to our clients for an interview. So we dress them up for the interview. We get them looking, first appearances are everything in a job interview, whether it's a $8 an hour job or a $800,000 a year job. The first impression is so important, and we share that with our clients. And the beautiful thing about St. Joseph Worker, we encourage our clients and let them know that they're a marketable person with skill sets. When you've been homeless or you're experiencing that whole transitional living and struggling, you kind of lose a little bit of your hope. The first thing we provide our clients with is that hope and that dignity, that, there's an opportunity for you right now today. And we're blessed with a job market where we can say that to our clients. There's a job out there right now for every one of our clients.
Well, that's great. That's certainly good to hear, and that wasn't true just a few years ago.
No, it's a totally different job market than it was 8-9 years ago. And so the Valley is really growing. There's a lot of job opportunities, and the opportunities for people that are willing to put in the time and effort to go to work and to grow. A lot of our clients start out warehouse work, and then they become a warehouse supervisor. Some of them start out in the food and beverage business as a busser, and then they become a chef or a line cook. They continually to move up as long as they're willing to show up every day and work hard.
I always thought, if you needed a job, the best thing right away is a food service. If you can serve tables or whatever, because you first of all you're going to eat, and second you can get cash right away. You get tips, right?
Yes. And the nice thing is that there's such a variety of jobs available in the Valley that our clients aren't kind of pigeonholed into one opportunity. The opportunities are endless for clients to start in those basic jobs, because last year out of those 4,000 people, the average pay was almost $12 an hour.
All right, we need to let people know how they can help you. First of all, you have a big breakfast coming up September 22nd.
September 22nd, the Arizona Country Club from 7 to 8:30. We're holding our Celebration of the Worker Breakfast, our third annual, sponsored by SSP, which is one of our employer partners, who's a big supporter of ours, that's putting the breakfast together. We're going to have clients speak. We're going to have a distinguished individual of the year, and you'll get a chance to really see how your investment in St. Joseph Worker is paid off through the lives of our clients and their families.
Now, is there a charge for that, or
it's a free breakfast?
A free breakfast, but then, of course, at the end, we'll say, now you see what we do, and we ask for a donation.
Yes, and it's a perfect time to give your qualifying charitable organization donation. As a qualifying agency, St. Joseph the Worker can take the $400 or $800 donation, 400 single, 800 couple, and utilize that, because it cost us a little less than $400 a client to get them back to work.
Yeah. So you may not realize that, but the tax credit system in Arizona changed a couple of years ago. It used to be called the working poor, and you only got a credit if you were helping certain organizations. Well, St. Joseph the Worker would have qualified for that anyway. But now it's the just charitable tax credit for any charitable organization, 501c3 organization that you're helping. You can get a credit for that, so that's really good. It makes it easier for people to help. But also, you've got some other things going. You have the facility there at the Human Services campus, but you also have a couple other places where people can donate.
Yes, we have an office at Maryvale, 69th Avenue and Indian School. We also have an office at the St. Vincent de Paul Dining Room in Mesa. And we also have an office at the Family Housing Hub at the UMOM Center. And so if you would like to help out, sjwjobs.org. Go to the website, and you'll see that, and you'll find those addresses where you can drop off clothing, money, other things that they could possibly use. Or if you'd like to call 602-223-3463, you can find out more there. But sjwjobs.org.
St. Joseph the Worker. They're doing terrific work getting people. We see people, we talk about this homeless population, but what's the best thing we can do is get people who are homeless, get them, get their act together, get a job, get working, get housing, be able to pay for themselves and become productive citizens. And that's what you're doing, and it's appreciated.
Thank you. Yeah, we're grateful.